Just got fired and bang, you didn't expect it, you didn't know it was coming, you thought everything was great, had nothing to do with this video. I'm going to talk about some key things you need to do if, unfortunately, you get fired. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Easy Career Growth. In this video, we're going to talk about what do you do when you just get fired. Just got fired and bang, you didn't expect it, you didn't know it was coming, you thought everything was great, had nothing to do with your job performance, there was a rift, something happened with the stock market, blah, blah, blah. Something happened outside of your control. You were doing fantastic and all of a sudden you got fired, you got laid off. What do you do next? This video, we're going to talk about some key things you need to do if, unfortunately, you get fired. Everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a tough topic. Look, I've been there, I've been through a rift, I've been laid off before. It's just not a pleasant thing, but there's some key things that I learned from experience that you need to do immediately. Look, if you know it's gonna happen 6 months ahead, but you can see there's been one layoff and then 6 months again, there's another layoff and then there's another round. You gotta think, sooner or later it might come knocking on your door, so you need to start to prepare yourself for the inevitable. And if it doesn't happen, so be it. You got lucky, you got blessed, and you just move on. But if it does happen, you don't want to be the one thing, hey, I'm this perfect person, and it's never going to happen to me. I've seen a lot of HR people, laying off a lot of people, and then when they leave the last one off, then the guns come back around, it's pulling at them, bang, they're out the door too. It's unfortunate. Look, I'm not saying that companies that lay people off, bad business people, right? Look, it happens. It happens. There's things that happen in the economy. Things that happen overseas, there's inflation, there's a bunch of stuff that impact companies and put them in a situation where I have to do some cost cutting. For whatever the case may be, of course, some cost of goods have gone up somewhere, the demand is down. You need to prepare yourself one way or the other in case. That's why they always say you need to have 6 to 10 months worth of reserves or an emergency fund on the side at all times in case something like this happens, right? In case a family member gets sick and you have to leave your job for 6 or 7 months to help care for them. But in this case, we're talking about, it's out of the blue, bang, you got called in the office on Monday morning, bang, sorry Joe, been fantastic, we love you dog, but sorry, you're out. Effective immediately, you're out. Now hopefully you can get some severance or you can get, something out of the deal that can carry you over, but most of the time there's not too much severance depending on where you are in the organization. It might be a little bit more, a little bit less. But, okay, what do you do first? In this video, we're going to talk about some key things you need to go through. So the number one thing you need to do is don't panic. It's happened to 1,000 people. It's going to happen to another 1,000. You're not the first person to get laid off or fired. You won't be the last. And it may happen to you again. Unfortunately, it won't happen ever again. But you're in this moment now. Don't panic. Take some time. Sit back. Reflect. Meditate, breathe, try to figure out what happened, why it happened, and reflect on that moment for a minute so you know not to put yourself in that situation again. Because maybe it was something that you did, maybe it was something you should have foreseen that was coming to keep you from getting laid off, okay? It's always hindsight 2020. But what I'm saying here is don't panic, don't think the world's coming to an end. Yes, you might have some difficult decisions to make going forward, but don't panic. Relax a little bit, capture yourself, because if you go home screaming and yelling, it's going to impact everybody at the house, impact your kids, their studies, your parents, your friends, your family. Take a second, go to your favorite place, go to the lake, go to the mountains, whatever you need to do. Breathe a little bit, try to figure out what happened, and what are you going to do going forward, right? That's the first thing you do is don't panic. Number 2, take a long, hard look at your finances, right? Figure out what you got coming in and what's going out. Cut out everything that's not essential. Do you need the cable bill? Do you need your internet at warp speed? Whatever you can do to reduce the amount of money you have going out, reduce it. Hopefully you have your emergency fund. Even if you have your emergency fund, cut back. Figure out what you need to do differently. This is not just a decision that you need to have with yourself, and you have this decision with your significant others, and maybe even your kids if they're old enough to understand. Somebody just got laid off, could be 2 breadwinners in the house, so you need to make some significant steps to make sure everything's squared away. It's not time to panic, like I said in the first one, until the family, the doomsday. But you need to truly take an assessment of your finances, put a plan together to make sure you cut out what you need to cut out. If you need to start calling and writing letters to some of your your creditors and say you just got laid off, that you want to go back to minimum payments or try to furlough some of your payments. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you don't mess your credit up, and also that you have the foundations covered: food, electric, rent, etc. Anything outside of that situation, try to minimize as much as possible. I've seen people go on vacation and say, hey, look, I worked my tail off for the last 5 years. I didn't get anything out of this thing, and then I got laid off, bang, so now I'm gonna take my vacation. Hey, if you got it like that, take it. You know, that might be a situation where you go cool off and figure out what you're gonna make your next move. If you got some severance, it might be a time to do that too. But if you didn't get that, it's not time to go pull some money and save and take a vacation. No matter how stressful you are, it may not be a good time to take that vacation. Maybe time to, figure out another way for spending money. Cash flow is going to be critical going forward. Okay? All right, that's number 2. Let's pop over to number 3. Using a business coach can be a game changer. Coach can help you define your goals, pick your strategy, and also stay aligned and stay focused throughout your journey. I've been doing this for over 24 years, and I can help guide you through some of the many obstacles that you might face inside and outside of the working environment. So if you're committed to your career growth, I'd love to invite you to a no obligation, no pressure, free, complimentary session with me. Hit this link below that takes you to my website where you can set up your session. And let's get back into the video. Thank you. You might want to file for unemployment. You might want to look at Cobra. You might want to look at some of these social services that are out there that might be beneficiary to you and your family. It's not the point in time to put pride and say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, blah, blah, blah. No, you've been paying into some of these social systems for years and you've never taken a dime out. Take pride, put it off to the side for a minute, do what you got to do to make sure your family, welfare, and everybody is still humming along. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean you're a weak person. It just means that you got laid off and those systems are out there to help you. So you can get unemployment. Take it. Why not take it? If you can get whatever, Cobra or whatever. What do they need to do? Take that pride, put on the side for a little bit. I know it's really difficult to go silent from these systems. They don't make it easy. They don't make it pleasant either in some of them, But you got to do what you got to do at this point. So take the pride, put it on the side, and make sure you cover all your bases. That's number 3. Number 4, this is kind of obvious. You need to go on LinkedIn, start updating your CV, try to get those things up to speed. Sometimes people haven't updated those things 4 or 5 years. I think you should update them annually. I think that should be part of your state of address in your household. You look at your finances every year. You should look at your CV every year. I even think you should go on a couple of interviews every year just to stay sharp, to see what's out there, right? I'm not saying you should jump ship, but you need to always be present on what's happening in the job market. So make sure you get those things updated, and that way people will be notified, hey, Johnny's made a change, and that person is out looking for work. LinkedIn's probably one of the key things you need to do to update everybody. Let all your friends and your networks know that you've made a change in your career. You no longer work for company A, and you're looking at company B. Number 5, it's your network. And this is where, I did a couple videos before that talks about your network. It's critical that you have a good, strong network. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to go back to your network because they know you. They know what you bring to the table. They know your integrity. They know you're a good person. They know your skill set. You go back into that network and say, hey guys, I just got laid off. I'm looking for work. What do you got? And they may know somebody, and then that domino effect takes place. So you need to really jump back into that network as quick as possible and try to figure out what's out there, what's available. I'm not saying you take the first job that comes your way. If you do that, 9 times out of 10, you won't be comfortable, you won't be happy, you'll feel that plug for the second. But for 6 months, you'll be disgruntled, you'll be upset, and you'll be looking for another job. So look, if perfect job drops in your lap, take it. But if it's something that oh my God, if you really don't want this job, it's really not a fit for me, but I need to do something because I have to do something, take it, But if you don't have to take it, you have some time, wait, keep looking, keep searching, find something that's right for you, find something that you're going to be energized, you're going to be excited about, you want to sink your teeth into, and you want to grow. Don't take just anything because it pops in your life. I want to give you some key places that you should look for jobs. I talked about LinkedIn already, but there's a couple others you should look at. I'm not going to go through all of the details on them, but this key one that I like is Indeed. You can look on there. You can put your CV up there or resume, and employers will come to you. That's a good one. Have thousands and thousands of jobs. The next one I will look at is Glassdoor. Same thing as Indeed. There's tons of jobs out there. You might have to relocate or something like that if you're flexible, but Glassdoor is another good one. And the last one I'll give you is called Career Builders. Another one that you should look at. Google all 5 of those, and you should find some really good resources there to help you in your job search. The next thing I think you should do is start practicing interviewing, right? I know it's premature, but you probably haven't interviewed in quite some time, so you need to start thinking about it. You really need to start putting your head together. After you do your CV, you'd like to start to think, okay, I haven't been able to interview, I'm kind of rusty on this. And get with someone, get with friends, families going on an interview. Find out what's needed now, okay? If you're older, you really need to take a step back and take a look at it, because everything's done digitally now. Everything's done on Zoom, or it's a bunch of stuff out there that's changed, And people that have been asked to write exam questions, and people are using AI. There's a bunch of stuff out there that you need to get up to speed with before you show up at your first interview, because things have changed a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. And if you've been in the company and haven't had to go out and look for another job, then you might be shocked about some of the stuff that's happening out there. Okay, look, last but not least, let me say it again. Do not panic. It's not the end of the world. You will get through this. Church communities, whatever organization you're with, reach out to all of them. Stay away from the haters. Stay away from the bluebirds. Anybody say, I knew this was coming, you shouldn't have been in that job, but get all of that crap out of your head, because now you need to focus on going forward. Whatever happened before is gone. Move ahead peacefully. Move ahead with some grace, right? What you don't want to do is carry a bunch of hate, a bunch of negative energy that you got from the last job forward with you. Get rid of it as quick as you can and move forward. So if you like this video, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification button. I love doing these videos, and I'd like to hear from you. Put some comments. Did you get fired? What did you do? Did I miss anything? Talk to me. I'd like to hear from you. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.